rolling hills of a map I much prefer to Miramar. So, I mean, I'm happy being back here. It is going to be a good matchup. We've seen the gauntlet now not being kind of thrown back into the faces of OMG, but other teams are turning up, so that's why I've got some popcorn. I'm ready to watch the games, Rich.
You
can take it away.
You for me to go?
Yeah, go on.
All right, then we'll have to solo cast this one. We're starting off in the top for Zaki. We're going to be on the west coast, going diagonally across all the way to east. And we're going to be ending in FaZe's backyard. It will be Milta Power. Obviously, they're not here. Another team will be happy because it's going to be across their home territory. So a nice big spread straight across Erangel. Everybody can go to the home turf. Everybody, in theory, should be happy.
It's what you like to see. It kind of keeps everyone with the potential of not being messed up on those early positions where you have to think, oh, how am I going to get here? Do we have the cars available? Are they easy to hand? Do I have to fight for it? What way can I get around this? Now, looking at the skies, we'll be seeing Liquid doing their usual, spinning around on a dime, trying to keep everyone wondering where they are. And this is going to be the race for the vehicles, but actually made in Thailand, actually finding two there, nice and quick pickups by School. It's obviously one of the higher percentage roads to get them on. If you have the compound right in front that normally has a car spawn, or can have a car spawn, one behind, plenty there. And these guys will know it. These guys know where the car spawns are, like the back of their hands and the percentage chance of it. But actually, Liquid aren't looking too alone early game as Naya here, so they could be in for a little bit of a scuffle back and forth, but hopefully nothing too major for them.
Slightly intriguing, 4 AM. Kind of lingering and lurking around the edges of Yasnaya. I'm intrigued to see if Na'Vi take a full roster all the way down to Prim. They're the ones who have the most work here when you look towards the playing path. And they want to put Stalbus or Happy Days, but they have to go all the way down to Prim. We're already 2 minutes into this game, and they're only still flying on the edge of Gaka. And there is a team down there, so they can't land. They have to pray for some vehicles in there. If somebody gets lucky, I mean, the Chiefs are already taking a few shots. I can see on the map we are on the POV of Yumru. Fair few early engagements down in South Georgia. We've seen that a fair few times between them alongside their George players. It's going to be WTSG who will, again, name would suggest that, to be honest. Further afield, Circle has come in. She's moved down to the east. Milta Power, skirting the edge of Millie Bay. Sonny Badger Nation are going to be in. You'll see Jackie Gold, they're going to be in. Generally, all the teams, the one that may have the most difficulty we have is probably actually going to be the Georgia Qual teams.
Yeah, they'll probably have a tricky time coming in, just because the highways there are already going to be pretty rife with players, so it's always going to be hard rotational routes, very hard routing to get in towards that safety. But a lot of these teams who are in these outskirts actually do like relatively playing it late. We know Liquid are in no hurry, excuse me, not Liquid, but Welcome South George haven't been going mad central just yet, but they had a couple of games, so they'll pick it up and they'll try and get those center compounds, so they could be put through their paces, but they might have to switch gears here a little and try and approach it from a different way.
Just to make note as well, obviously you're seeing Ibiza on screen. Level 2 bag, level 2 helmet, AKM, K98 on Scoom. They got bags, they got vests. Na'Vi still haven't even got past Quarry yet. They're still in vehicles. We're over 3 minutes into the game and they're still not their home territory. All right, we're going to have a bit of time still to loop. Still plenty of time in the bag for them to do the usual things, but they may have to play it a little bit later. James, Silence 16 on the back. Happy days for him. Again, AKM, vest, both level 2, well, excuse me, level 2 vest, level 1 budget helmet. Over towards the crates, Grammatic and his IGL Sexy Pig, they can do the usual thing. No one comes in here, so they can look like a trooper. See, now I liked calling it the budget helmet. I might rename it to Hemlet, because it's not really a helmet. You know, it tries to be one, but it's not quite there, so I might go for Hemlet. We'll change it up. You know? I mean, it's actually, officially, I think it's a biker's helmet, is it?
I think so, but Hemlet is
I'd like something a bit stronger if we're on a bike, to be fair.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
30% damage reduction. It's not
looks
great.
like a bowling ball. It's not ideal. You will imagine you're going to hope they're going to level 2 throughout where they're looting. Again, this is just kind of something you want. It seems that teams, I think the desk highlighted it as well, being careful with how much you put credence in staying clean all the way through this game. In the fact that you don't want to take those early fights because your gear just gets trashed. And then you come in late game against someone who's completely pristine, you're kind of done for. Now, obviously, you can't avoid that the entire time. That's simply not how the game goes. But being mindful of it is something we're seeing more and more teams going for, playing those kind of very timed routes towards the circle, ensuring they don't get in there too early and just have to take plenty of fights. They don't want to be going for risque sort of approaches. And it's smart. It's a good way to play it. We'll see if, speaking of smart, Profi, it's all good. That's fine.
Spoke about it a few times. I mean, there's a lot to be said for next fight survivability.
Yep.
What's your gear going into this next matchup? You know, can you take out the players that are going to be in front of you? You have to kind of weigh up a lot of things. Can we approach this fight? Can we win it out? Do they have any gear that we're going to need once we've ejected from it? Are we going to lose utility? Is there any point in taking this next battle? Because, again, you lose so much stuff and so much utility going for the late game.
Yes.
There is and this is where you rely on your IGL, there is a point in PUBG where, should I bother shooting?
Oh no, there is a huge balance, and I think the good teams know it. Now, I want to start talking about the prime positions, the prime cuts, where teams who like those early rotations and the central spots will be heading towards. Now, we've seen a lot of the teams kind of opting to sit below the south of prison, along this kind of area. There's a couple of compounds, a lot of hillsides to play off that dirt road that leads in between, I guess, apartments and north of farm, slap bang in the middle of that. We'll see a lot of teams going for that as well, and that's actually where a lot of the fights are. Liquid often go for it when it's available, but that certainly is not the case here. They'll have too many teams in their way.
I'm really happy you touched on Liquid, because they've only just set off, and that's a team generally when they like to go early. They like to get in the vehicles, go get early grounds, get some sort of compound, get a prime position. Necessarily, they've not done that this game. There are plenty of people ahead of them. The Knights are doing the usual. They're spread across the map around Prism. We have Myth, we have TG, we have Ghost. They're all clamped together, as we say that. Turtles POV. McCoy gets a knock. The SLR does its job. Profit comes through, seals the deal. 15 points move to the North American roster. They smell blood, they want more. Not necessarily the best setup on there. I think it was a Copra 2 times. Flash Hider on the front.
Known for their bloodlust.
And we played various games where there are angry turtles, but that's another story.
Made in Thailand, having to adjust. I think, again, this is just teams trying to find a nice position to begin in. OMG, they always kind of loot the southern Golden Coast as such, work their way across it. No big hurry. Plenty of areas to get to. You can do nice splits, and the way they move is great. They'll send out the 2 players first. You know, use the scouting method very cleanly. This time they're being quite central. They're not sitting back and waiting. We have seen them occasionally get towards that eastern bridge, not necessarily camp it, but hold around that area. Not a bad idea at all. But this compound is just as strong. They'll trick you to rotate away from if you don't have vehicles, but we know they do. So they're sending Silent out and Lion KK to have a little look around. Honey Badger Nation and Gen G Gold working their way out of Nova, but no mad hurry for anyone at this point. It's just the early teams who might have wanted a little bit of a different position to play from.
I mean, if you're OMG, you know for a fact that with only 3 games remaining, you are in contention to win this whole thing. You've got such a massive boost in front. I think you can just aim for a minimum, do the Evermore strat, so to speak. Know where you need to be throughout the game. The coach will be saying in the back, okay, we need a minimum of this position coming into the final 2 to get some sort of points on the board. You'll be expecting teams to move early. You'll be expecting your prime locations, your prime compounds to be taken. So honestly, I don't blame them for splitting things up, as you can see on screen left-hand side. 2-2 split, vehicles in hand, couple of warning shots going for an OHM, just in the Farmville. On the left-hand side to it, above that, you've got Ghost, who are also receiving a bit of fire. Again, warning shots, stay away from this. This is all ours, they are spread out. TG on the Golden Road, the one that pretty much heads all the way up to Yasnaya. You've got Knights lingering there, you've got Myth, Savage, CGW. Nobody in Mill of Power, so everyone's kind of bidding on this, moving away from the water, moving inland, and knocking out Mill to Power, knocking out Nova, knocking out Sosnovka.
Yeah, Mill to Power always, again, it's funny how they just kind of cluster central. It's risk management. You can't blame them for the early couple of circles. You know how the circles work in the competitive mode. It's been all over Reddit. If you guys don't know about it, I'm sure you can have a little read up, and it's in the rules as well, which is never fun to read. They're like 50 pages. But the point is, the teams know how it works. They're going to, oh, speaking of how it works, Funky M shows us what that AKM can do. And Larson feels the pressure early on. They have been having a tough time here. Welcome South George. We theorized their rotations could be tough, and they certainly have been.
Did not see that one coming. Rotation doesn't go his way, clips the tire, and absolutely smashes him to a million pieces. Larson deleted from the server, we're sitting back and trying to help with the communication now, looking at other people's screens and generally being the IGL from a distance. Gaxi throwing out some answer backs. Meow's been tagged up and hurt quite badly. If he can at least get a couple of bullets onto the tires, he takes some sort of utility away from it, or at least makes it difficult to rotate going forward. Pino with the smokes, they'll try and at least build something here so they can get themselves back to 100% health. Maybe they move away. I mean, I don't mind the position that they're in. WTSG definitely have a better one because they have an elevated line of sight. But certainly it's not bad with 3 vehicles and still a fair amount of players up. AHQ. They'll take the Wards area just on the backside of the Yellows, opposite Long Wards. But parallel to them, you will see Honey Badger Nation on almost the same rotation here.
If you are just tuning in, this is all first-person perspective here. This is what we were all looking at. We thought it could be dominated by your CIS, EU, NA. That has not been the case. The Korean teams have looked good. The Chinese teams have looked phenomenal thus far. And again, this has been something that has caught us a little off guard and certainly turned a couple of the heads in the community as well. But it's wonderful to see. We could be seeing a bit of a battle, as I just said, between some of the very good teams on that eastern bridge. Maybe a back and forth, maybe not a fully committed fight, but you have OMG down there, you have Genji Gold down there, so that could be a fun one to keep your minds towards if you see a couple of names in the kill feed. That southern road is getting littered with teams here. Na'Vi on the other side, still sticking out towards the west, slowly working their way forward. I think we've all died on this hill trying to stop a bike at some point, and it just flips forward for no ungodly reason. But it is what it is. Rainy's.
Imagine.
That would have been ambitious.
He can do it, though. He's a man who can.
It's like when the buildings don't render in when they're that far away, you're like, oh, okay, that's a far shot. That's a tricky one.
It's a bad boy. 4 a.m. Just watching people rotating on by. 8 times on the back of the minute. Look for an SLR if you can find one, or a Can 98. Try and get the 7.62 with the 8 time. It's always nice at range. Na'Vi and a Vanga. Men from the CIS. Lapovka just above yellow as well, opposite ends of the spectrum here on the map. The circle will constrict and she will go almost dead center.
Hoping for that. Again, warding people away. Still have to be careful on your ammo management as well. You don't want to expend everything and be left with nothing. It's the nightmare and the reason I carry 300 bullets for no reason. But in the back of your mind, it's not what you want. But Godv going to be able to control himself there. And as you said, the circle very much pulling itself very central. This is what a lot of the teams will gamble on and what they'll hope for. And you're going to see who really gets the benefit of it down the line. You can be seeing the edge teams playing their way forward. Na'Vi, Chiefs, for example. A couple of bits of fire. Again, it's Knights this time who will be loving this circle. Keep in mind, they loot very much around this area.
Oh, Vanga have also joined the fray. 4 players up. Myths there. We got CGX, we got 4 AM, we got Knights. I actually like Avanga's position here. They found it just on the edge of the prison. Samti finds Dre. Dre also onto Ares. That's going to be a headshot. Samti always with the snipes. You've got to be careful. That man can tear a helmet off at some serious range. Voxic will be able to get his teammate up at least. Only 2 players dead so far. 12 minutes 40 into the game. This is going to be quite a slow one, especially with this circle as well. What will be interesting, Lauren? Oh my, Potato Hill, just to the right-hand side of Pachinki. Got Navi on top. Chiefs are there. And Black are rolling up to the party as well. We might have 3 teams hit each other.
So I'm pretty sure Chiefs are on the plateau that sits on the western side of it. Na'Vi to the top. And actually, Genji Black are the ones who could be in for a bit of fun here. It looks like Chiefs are actually peeling off of this. They might have just felt the pressure coming in, or maybe spoil one of the Black players and just gone, nope, 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 no, no, don't want it. Yoon Root's on the way. Sexy Pig is there. I don't think they knew Na'Vi was around. Maybe they did. Maybe they heard the suppressor going off or something of the such. But now, if you're Na'Vi, you're wondering, why are they escaping so quickly? What if they're running? Should I be running? I mean, I'd be a bit worried. Na'Vi taking a couple of shots, but every shot they take allows Genji Black to get a bit closer.
Took the words right out of my mouth. By firing off that SKS now, it's give the information to Black that there is a team directly in front of them. Here are the vehicles. You'll also have the information. Sexy Pig has definitely spotted them. He's told his teammates to back off, bring the vehicles, and we'll do something from here. Trigger discipline for now. And we'll just hold back. There's no point in being pinned outside the circle. How are they going to play this one? All the players are going back out into the white, so they're going to go for vehicles and then maybe re-rotate.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, actually. They'll be looking for other options. If you're feeling pressure, if you're not wanting it, it's ideal to just back away from it. You don't want risks in these games. There's essentially this round and 2 more to go, and that is it. And that's done.
Interestingly, Na'Vi are looking their way, Lauren, which suggests to me that they have that info.
And Sexy Pig is still there, though.
He's on his own, which is quite scary to be honest. So watch the kill feed, you'll see if he comes through. Silent finds one as well. Taps away with the M4 6 times on the back of it. And he does. Molodor finds Sexy Pig. So, Genji Black's IGL and then Fragger, unfortunately, will fall. Interesting that he stayed there on his own. Probably really wasn't worth it. Maybe it was the backup plan. Maybe it was to try and watch what's going on, give the information to the rest of Black while they reposition themselves, which is exactly what they're doing now. They've got the vehicles.
Hammer. Couple of shots. And it is really the DMR meta right now. We are seeing it so prevalent throughout this.
It's because there's so many of them on map. I think there's potentially a slight increase in spawn rate. I could be wrong there, don't quote me. I remember seeing something in the patch notes. But they're just so easy to find. And the fact that you can fit also AR attachments to them, you'll just see constantly.
Suppress.
Suppress mini, suppress mini, suppress mini.
Yeah, and it sounds quite nice. I do like the mini. And Kramer going to be feeling a bit of pressure off the back of it though. Has to peel away, hit the deck, prone away, get the heal off. You can't get too overzealous on this. A Kar 98 can still rip your face off. Let's keep that in mind. The gun's still an animal. I always love the Kar 98. It's one of the ones that I love looking at players who can really use it, make it look darn good. And, Texas isn't going to be allowing me any happiness here. He's just taking wild pot shots.
I remember with Mini as well, it takes 5.56, so it's very easy to keep a hold of. 46 damage per time. It's a nasty little gun. If you get a decent scope on it, you're laughing. You carry as much 5.56 for days. 7.62, you are limited because it does weigh heavier amounts.
Circle goes north.
Liquid already under fire as they approach their next position. Everyone now needs to move around.
Yeah, I'm looking to see where teams go, because there's not that many options, Rich.
No, there isn't a great deal of compounds there. I think Avanga are in the best place at the moment. They've got the backside of prison. They can chill and do their own thing. OMG have to run an absolute madman of a gauntlet here. You've got Knights on the right-hand side. You've got Liquid in front of you. Honey Imagination to your left. The bullets are already coming down from TG. This is going to be dangerous. Keep an eye on that kill feed. OMG have got fire from 5 different angles. They're actually running.
They're pulling up.
Yeah, they're pulling into the Knights, Lauren.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. Knights already took a bit of a scuffle, so some of them are going to be trying to heal up here. Pure Boys line up the kill feed. That's Chiefs under fire, but OMG just need to try and find a bit of respite for a second, settle into this area, because you've still got CGX in the back lines, laying down a couple of bits of shots towards Knights. You can see those return bits of fire coming out. Knights ensuring there's no escape here for OMG now.
Thankfully for that. Ooh.
Liquid might be able to get a glimpse or two as well, depending where they are. Silence gone down.
Okay, so that's pretty big. CGX at the moment, of course, 2 teams, all kinds of problems. We've seen back and forth engagements for them. Laveri on Potato. He feels the blunt end of a 7.62. 3 players alive for OMG here. SLR in hand, I'm seeing. At the front lines, who went down first? Is that the Chiefs? It is the Chiefs, so the Oz is out in 20th position. Ragnar onto TG as well. That's a headshot with a Kar 98.
Look at that angle.
I mean,
I was going to say, right, Knights were being quite cheeky. They put a couple of players down to the tunnels. Now, normally you don't expect teams to do that just because it's really awkward to play through. There's so many angles where you can get picked up. I remember when people first worked out where Shelter was before there was names on the maps. And it was just a bloodbath down there. It was terrifying to play through, but very good fun. But now you know those angles and it's very tricky. But that was a filthy low one, just prone to the top of the stairs watching that. Now, James, keeping tabs on 4am. You stand still, Aluka. Your head will go rolling.
I was quite intrigued to see if like one of the OMGs just decided to go full-blown YOLO and just, you know, run underneath, creep out the other side. Hello, Knights. Welcome to the party. Dip down low. Both teams have the option to do that if they want. You wouldn't expect it because it's such a bottleneck going up the stairs. You're just going to get lined up by so many ARs. The Knights will block. Again, if someone wants to come out the stairs, they've got a bit of a blockade there. They've got vehicles where they can eject from. Again, Kar 98, minis, they've got range, they've got scopes, they're laughing for now. Esker and the rest of Gold, it's time for them to make their move. Their first rotation, they're coming out of Novo, heading towards the map, and they're going to take the east side of the circle.
We saw them before kind of skirting the edges in the last couple of days when they didn't have success in first person in comparison to third. So maybe this is the adjustment. They've gone back over, watched the replays, and they've gone, okay, this would work for us. This is way better for us. I am seeing Ibby not there, but I'm sure there's another team close by. Probably Drainey's potentially maybe the mini helping out as well.
Kopfer in the kill feed, the 24 hit him point blank in the face. That's going to be a warning shot and a half. That circle once again. Almost going central. 4am, Liquid, Knights, OMG, CGX, 4am. All these teams currently sitting happy. A little bit of a reposition will have to come out of Avanga. Will they opt to go around and back in? Gold, they're already on foot. They're already going for it. Vehicles in hand, away we go. But from the back lines, AHQ, downside of Mansion. They'll be dinking them up something chronic, so when they arrive, there'll be all kinds of damage on those vehicles. Won't be using too much of them for too long. Chalater's going to wait back and see if he can get some sort of information. Actually, I suppose if you poke the bear, you get the claws they've set up here. Maybe set a trap for HQ as they come flying by.
CPT's on this though. I think Gold will probably try and pull up it. Oh, OMG. You've got players very close by now. We did have players keeping eyes on those tunnels, but you're going to hear those steps if you're drilled into this. Ballot could be there as well. We'll see if they keep a really good mindset around that. I know a lot of people have been thinking OMG are going to come out of this looking good, and I don't blame you. They've been playing good games, but they are in a really tough spot. So many angles to keep tabs on. 4am on the move. Actually going to back away from this one and refund. Doing well.
Humroot's gone down. Godv's also been picked up by Samty. You called that one earlier on. Finds his target. Aries straight onto Minaru. He's dead. He's gone. Myth lose a player. Total rankings come up on your left-hand side. As we're talking about, you can see almost 3K in the bag for OMG. AHQ again. They got a little bit overzealous and took a couple of pop shots. Just put him over.
Yep, just caught him on the rotation, I'm pretty sure. Welcome South George, not feeling good about that. But Navi can't confirm this, I'm pretty sure. This could be everyone else carrying on forward. But Welcome South George, we're just in the open fields. There's so many angles. Gaxi is in so much trouble. He can't find safety. It's OMG finding the kills.
It was indeed a double run over. One of them run him over, other one came across and confirmed the kill. But now all of a sudden Navi have rocked up to the wrong side of the party. Drainers is down. Ilam's damaged. Eba, he's killed. He's gone.
And you can see the live
They're dead.
rankings. This is great. You're seeing the updates as it goes. Indeed, they are dead. But we are going to be seeing a huge cluster around Shelter, a huge amount of players here. This is going to be a lot of kills coming in. We have to make sure that they're actually teams going out here, or actual confirmed kills. That's going to be one. Extra fire from afar. It's Ibby finding it. Liquid have condensed themselves. They brought everyone back together now. Putting themselves through. OMG finding Gaxi. He's been having a tough time here.
That's good for them. Take out the main fragger of your number 2 target that's directly below you. Feels bad, man, for Na'Vi. They rocked up at the wrong time. They go down in 18th place on the rotation. Just couldn't find anyone with the circle size. The central's open, but there's not a lot of defilade to kind of cover your backside on. Simpson goes down. Mumino finds him. They move down from the prison. Esker still just trying to find somewhere to go. Simpson now going to get put out of his misery. AHQ have actually been gifted a favor for now. However, they have fire from yet another angle. 2 players remaining, and that vehicle is just wobbling as the tires are removed.
You've got a couple of teams in real trouble right now. Welcome South George. Miraku is pretty much taking fire from a lot of angles. You can see him now trying to find any cover, any respite. You've got Grammatic prone down. That's very much another team who's in trouble down to one sort of player. Beyond that, you've got Ghost, you've got OMG, Knights, Honey Badger Nation, all very close by. So these will be the teams you might see in the kill feed, but it's actually Jeans finding Texas, landing some very fast shots here, keeping pressure on over maybe 200, 300, 400 meters of a shot coming out from him.
Bullet comes in from a different angle. Both 2 members of AHQ fall back-to-back simultaneously. K3, last man standing in the middle. Chilleta puts M4 out of his misery. Fast Rail goes down as well. Voxic sees him, NA on an A. Kramer finds a Fast Rail, will at least confirm that kill. EU picks up 15 points for Pittsburgh Knights. 4 members alive, same with Team Liquid.
Let's see the next circle. What is the circle claiming a victim? Okay, here we go. So this is big. Let's look at the teams in good positions and who's not. Ideally, who's not for now. Who needs to be making the moves? Who needs to push themselves into circle? Made in Thailand, Team Gates, a couple of the Vanguard guys. Genji Gold. Actually, Texas gets spotted here in those tunnels. He can't get away. Hot on the heels. You can be seeing Ghost making the push now. Texas being hunted down. And he will indeed be confirmed dead. But the rest of Knights now will be on notice. They'll know there are players in these tunnels. It is not safe down below.
Like how you called it. The only good thing about that death is that Knights can be given that information. There are players lurking beneath, so they can move into a better spot. Maybe get ready for the oncoming assault, what could potentially happen. Oh, hi, just looking further afield. He spots a couple of Liquid members in the distance. Every single bullet he cracks off with that one. I'll get the more information. His teammate comes flying down from upstairs, completely tanked up. That was close. Lion KK gets his health back. First aid, happy days for him. Stims are in the back pocket as well.
Is that Welcome South George done for? I can't see any more of them
It
alive.
is 17.
That's a big loss and a huge opening now to that top 5, top 6. XCO still going to be finding some fire here. High ground being held. Nade comes out. They need some pressure to be taken away from them. CGW in trouble. That's a confirmed kill. And Nade just about makes... Oh, the car comes through out of nowhere.
Doesn't find a target, but this is madness. They're getting picked apart left, right, and center. Who's gone down? It's AHQ, the first one to fall. K3, last player alive for his team. Did TG go down as well at the same time?
Some of them did, yeah. There was a couple of shots coming back from CGX. And
Mossy and Mortify. Thankfully, these 2 are alive, but they got fire from the backside. They find Team Gates wipes out Crest Gaming Windfall. That means they eliminated all 4 players back to back. A little bit unfortunate for them. We're down to 14, 41 individuals. Mossy going to put the smokes up because he knows that the fire is going to be coming from directly in front of him. Gold eliminates Black. Shalata finds Grammatic. Scoom onto Sadat as well. This circle, everybody's finding everybody because the central's open. It's the edges what are causing problems, especially down south. We've got about 7 teams.
James is out and about. He's going for a walk, and if he lands some of these shots, they're big. He's got a lot of ammo to play with. He's feeling it. He's fancying his chances. Gotta be careful, though. Vanguard not in a good position just yet. They're just getting into the new safety as such, and there's a lot of teams very close by keeping eyes on this. Now, Liquid, luckily for them, have a lot of range here. They'll be able to keep a lot of teams under pressure. They're still in the circle. It's when they have to leave. You're going to see a bit of a predicament. Now, Gold under fire from afar. You've got to be careful, Eska. Can't step too far now.
Bigger point for Liquid is the fact that they brought the vehicles inside the hangar so they can chill. The next circle will dictate how many of these teams die. Pure Boy goes down from the zone. Yukon finds Eska, knocks him for now. 4 AM to the rescue. Maybe rather than a rescue, this could be a death pact for them. They're pushing hard. Yukon's got the grenade. Loki's going for the revive. How good's it gonna be?
Just short. Staying alive on the move. 48 seconds until they do need to start really considering where they're going to go here. Loki trying to put up a bit of a wall. 4 AM still going to be... That's not bad. That's very good. Aluka. What an arm on him.
Kobe. Second one's there. Will it confirm it? Of course it does. 2 nades back to back. Loki's fate is sealed. 3 members alive here for 4 AM. But they do have a bit of a journey to get to that next circle. It's ejected Liquid out, it's ejected Gold out, 4 AM, OHM, CGX, all the southern teams. We've only got 3 inside the circle, Lauren.
Yeah, the problem is that this has to be now just compounds being made by cars, and if you still have yours, you're feeling better about it, but you're still seeing the pressure that comes in. It's not for free. Liquid have very little to play off. There's a couple of trees here and there, not many hillsides, but Vanguard fighting their way forward as well. They were the ones who were stuck on the outside for some time. CGX were gatekeeping them, but now they fall forward. That southern side, it's still safe, but it's looking scary, the amount of teams that James spotted out one. He knows where they are. He can make that call now.
Let me give the information, but Refund are actually putting a lot of pressure on Liquid. They're trying to get into this circle. They're not in just yet. That rock is not in. They are literally teetering on the edge. James should be potentially maybe getting up here. He's got the 8 times on that bad boy. Try and give them some kind of a pick.
Yep.
Scoom puts out the smokes in the back lines. You see this from Scoom. He likes to be the man that keeps that back covered, gives the information that's needed.
But look at that live ranking now. You can see the teams that are knocked out, how much this is down on Liquid and Honey Badger Nation. James doing well for himself. This could be a massive moment for them. This could push them right up into second. We welcome South George going down so early. Turtle trying to make a mad dash for it, but Lion KK. This man is so damn good. No kills this game though, quiet for him. But the rest of the team are doing nicely.
Honestly, it doesn't really matter at this stage because of the position that they've got. They've stayed in this circle for so long. They haven't had any players drop, I don't believe, as well. James does find a pick. That's massive because now they can eject one from Refund. The other player has to revive him, so that's potentially 2 down for Refund. This will give them the time to reposition, get inside the circle. But the problem is the Knights also have eyes on them as I say that. Dre actually goes down from Scoom. The nades are coming across. We are looking towards this fight. It's OMG looking forward. Goes directly in front.
Nice tag from Lion KK. Gets good damage on
the
Turtle.
smoke.
What a play from Lion. Wakes up and he feels a little hungry here. Next nade to follow. Who's the next victim? High up and over. Balak's on the revive. If that catches him, that could have been huge, but no, they stay alive for now.
Through the smoke. Just absolutely no messing around. Wick finds Ghost in the backlines.
That's a 3rd party and a half.
That's opened the door for OMG. That gives them so much more to work with. Lion KK finds Turtle, knocked and hurt, buries him for 15 points, confirms the kill. Dre onto 4 AM CPT. He hits the deck. Liquid, they're on a rotation. Early. They've got the vehicle. This is what they usually do. This is the Liquid.
Where
we want to see they're going to drive into the Knights though, Lauren.
This is so scary now. Knights are on the other side of this. Liquid might have just rolled up. It depends on the angles that they have now. Knights are going to be taking a fight. They've got the high ground. Liquid.
Imagine.
Imagine. That nade. Oh, for a second I thought that could have gone to their lap, and Ibby's just lobbing them up and over. That one's good. Oh! Ibiza! He gets 2!
He's gone for a 3rd. Is that going to kill any of them?
No, it just goes to the side, but now it's go time. Ibby has opened the door and he is running through it. If he can get down to these guys, if he works out what he has done to them, that is incredible play from Ibiza. That has given Liquid a chance.
Bigger picture, because they knocked Dre so early on, he's bled out fast. He's gone. He's pushed 2 of them downstairs. Ibby, what a god nade. The 2 versus 1 is real. Now the rest of Liquid, they're allowed to move up.
But they're still under, there's still so much threat here. Knights still have their players back up and standing. They're the only other team in the circle right now. But look at the positioning from Liquid. They have to still deal with Refund. They have been a threat in the back lines. James gets spotted though. Now he's noticed. Now they know where he is. The nades are going to come out. He's got no helmet. He's a bit of a walking wounded. He's going to do whatever he can to try and hinder these guys' approach. But he does get knocked. He goes down. It's time to look bigger picture here. Refund under fire. Everyone looking their way. It's 4 a.m. It's Refund getting the kills coming down. The nade goes forward, but not too far. And they'll stay alive for now.
Scooms up the front of the rock. I don't think they have the information. They are looking his way. Whether or not he's been copped is a different thing. Samty's down. 2 players as well. Wick finally confirmed dead. OMG still racking up the points in the back lines. 4 a.m. they get 15 and they wipe out Honey Badger Nation. Refund M24 sealed Ibid's fate. He'd been pushed up early. So now it literally comes down to the last man standing, which will be Scoom. He's gone. Liquid, they go out in 6th.
I don't know if that's going to push them above Welcome South George either. I think this is enough for them to stay in that second position. Now let's look at who's left in this one. You've still got some of Ghost in here. OMG are in here. 4 a.m. Knights, the Refund. They're the ones in the good spot now. They have all 4 players. They have a good position. They have map control. They've got it all, but they still have these guys to get past, and I will never doubt OMG.
Xiaorong needs to crawl up here. The blue's on his back. I think there actually might just be potentially outside of the circle here. They'd have to go quite far forward. It's going to do so much damage. It's tanking like a bad man here. He's dead. 2 players remain for OMG. But again, Lauren, does it really matter? They've made it into top 5.
And they are the heavy fraggers here. These are the big boys. You've got Lion KK and Zhao Hai, but McCoy's been in these tunnels the whole time. He's like a little sewer rat down here. He's just sneaking his way around, keeping them guessing. Look at him, he's stayed alive this entire time.
They have to move soon, though, because eventually it becomes mathematically impossible for you to get out of here. The blue will crush in.
It's tagged him, though. He's tagging up players. He's making Knights really uncomfortable.
Push it back, so they know that he has to come out of here. He knows the ball's in the Knights' pocket for now. Meanwhile, up top, cooking a grenade. It's probably not going to be good enough. A little bit more to the left would have done enough. It's actually
pretty good.
It bounced. It did all kinds of damage.
Now, Pino, I don't think he knows who he's tagged up or what he's done, but he's got a really nice angle on these guys. OMG going to be holding the line, but there's something to be said about Pika's advantage, and they might just have it. Pino, only level 1'd up, though, but he might get the timing right. He's up and over. Peekaboo, he gets down 1. Zhao Hai goes. It's Pino now looking to do some more. Lion KK turns attention. This man known for the power, and that's a dink and a half. Gonna keep him humble. Gonna look for more, look for the next option. Where's the next player gonna push me from? Where's that next threat available? And he's still on the hunt, on the prowl, working his way through the smokes, working his way forward. Refund, trying to work out where he's gone, but he's gonna hit the deck and hold his breath now.
It's a beautiful AR as well. Scar, grip, compensator on the front. Might potentially even kill his own teammate to deny 15 points here if he's no way to saving him, which doesn't happen. DJ Chip picks up the 15.
Zhao Hai gone.
You hear the bullets in the back line, red dot in hand. Happy to just let them approach this. He has the side of this circle. Here's the side of the hill if they do want to crest it. Able to look up and just see them silhouetting.
Look at this play. They're just on top of each other. There's 3 layers to this. Lion KK on top, Kramer next in line, and then there's still McCoy down below, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So there is a layer of 3 teams, and then you look at Refund, and they are just taking it all. They have 4 players alive. They have the map in their hands. Lion KK just does not know what he's walking into. He could still be such a threat here, but McCoy, he's got to go through the blue to get out of this. And Knights are waiting with bated breath.
And you look at what they've got as well with the hollows. A Scar and an AKM. They're happy. Here comes the push, though, up the hill. Lion KK should be hearing this. He turns around in a pinhead. How many will be able to see? Goes for 1. It's not going to happen. OMG, they go down in 4th.
And now it's Knights and Ghost standing in between Refund and a big victory. And you can see Voxic and Kramer now turning attention. They know they're in trouble here. 3 teams alive, 10 seconds. McCoy needs to make his move, and he needs to make it fast. He might just try and outlive this, try and stay alive as long as he can, because Refund are looking hungry. Look at them swarming the map. Every single angle controlled. Knights cornered, backed away. Guns pulled to their chest, praying they get a second to maybe respond to something. But Funky M, he's going to be just watching from above. The moment this moves, McCoy is done for. He is dead in the water. Voxic and Kramer, you know your time is limited. You need to make your move now. McCoy is done. It's down to 2. Voxic will take DJ Chip. But Funky M, he's so close by. The nade comes out. and the blue will still continue to work forward. That could be a confirmed kill. It is 2v3 now. Funky M waiting on the push. Angle now being held. Free fire comes out. Mio holding it. He gets one. No, the trade. It's Funky M, and it is Refund, bringing the audience to their feet and getting that win on the board.
The old bait and switch. Funky just drops down from above and nails them both to seal the win.